You know it's not every day you see a rumor like this. An NBA player potentially coming back to college basketball? That's exactly what happened when reports surfaced about Trentyn Flowers, a former five-star recruit and current NBA player, allegedly drawing interest from Kentucky. It's a wild scenario. A player who's seen NBA minutes, even if they're limited, now potentially heading back to the college ranks? Makes you wonder, right? But let's break this down, because the way Kentucky handled it says a lot about the program's direction. Before we get into the details, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on. Unfortunately, 99% of our viewers aren't subscribed, which makes YouTube think we're not relevant. If you support this kind of coverage, hitting the like button helps more than you might think. So, here's the story. On Sunday, a source known as Ree dropped a report saying Kentucky was interested in Flowers, and immediately, the basketball world took notice. I mean, why wouldn't it? Flowers is a legit talent who was ranked 18th by ESPN in the 2023 class. He's been bouncing between the NBA with teams like the Clippers and Bulls, and that kind of pedigree is hard to ignore. But then, just hours later, Henri came back to admit the info was inaccurate. The CEO of Henri, Shannon Terry, apologized publicly, explaining the report didn't meet their editorial standards. Not something you see every day in sports media, but it shows just how seriously mistakes like this are taken when you're talking about eligibility, pro contracts, and college rules. But here's the twist. After that retraction, Adam Zagoria stepped in with a more grounded report, confirming that Kentucky wasn't in the Flowers sweepstakes. No recruitment was happening. It was a quick but definitive correction, and honestly, that was probably for the best. There was a lot of noise, but the situation was never a real fit for Kentucky. Let's put this into perspective. Kentucky's decision not to pursue Flowers isn't a missed opportunity. It's a statement of consistency. Sure, Flowers is talented, no question there. But the reality is, he's navigating a path that's a little complicated. He's still developing in the NBA, and his eligibility for the NCAA, given his professional experience, raises some serious questions. This is a program that's actively shaping its identity under a new coach, Mark Pope, who's focusing on sustainable growth, not chasing headlines. And that's what's so impressive about Kentucky's response. In a world where rumors can quickly spiral into truth for some, Kentucky took a step back, avoided unnecessary noise, and showed clarity in its approach. Pope has been methodical in how he's building his team. He's not distracted by fleeting stories. He's about building something solid. Kentucky's refusal to get caught up in this Flowers drama shows that they're not just throwing darts in the dark. They know exactly what they're doing. And this focus is key. As the college basketball world turns ever more chaotic with speculation, Kentucky is moving with purpose. Flowers will still turn heads in the college scene, no doubt. But for the Wildcats, it's about the long-term vision. They're not about to let a momentary rumor derail their plans. That's what this situation tells us. Kentucky is strategically investing its energy where it counts. Speaking of players in Kentucky's future plans, let's talk about one name that stands out: Ree Potter. Now, Potter's story is one that resonates not just with Kentucky, but with the entire Lexington community. He's one of those players whose absence on the court this season doesn't just leave a gap in the lineup. It leaves a hole in the narrative of Kentucky basketball. But what makes his journey so compelling is what it represents: a true return to the roots of the program. Potter is a Lexington native, and his connection to the city runs deep. He played high school basketball at Lexington Catholic, and after a brief stint at Miami University in Ohio, he's back home with Kentucky, a place that breathes basketball. Although Potter hasn't yet played an official game for the Wildcats, he's already carved out a meaningful place within the program. His presence on the team goes beyond his stats or his immediate impact on the floor. It's symbolic, representing not just another talented player, but a hometown connection that's been missing for years. What's even more intriguing about Potter's journey is how he's handling his current health struggles. Mark Pope has been careful to keep the details of Potter's chronic health issue private. But what we do know is that Potter is still very much a part of the team. He's staying close to his teammates, contributing behind the scenes, and showing a resilience that speaks volumes. It's moments like this, when a player faces adversity and yet still finds ways to grow, that remind us that college sports are about more than just what happens on the court. Potter's decision to sit out this season, while it stings for those who were eager to see him play, might just be the best move for both him and the program. With 2 seasons of eligibility still ahead, Potter has time to develop, grow, and make an impact in the years to come. And when he finally does step onto the court, he'll do so as the 88th player in Kentucky history to come from Lexington, a milestone that speaks to the deep ties between the Wildcats and their hometown. But Potter's situation is part of a larger trend under Mark Pope's leadership: the careful management of young talent. Just look at Braden Hawthorne, another player who's being allowed to develop without being rushed into the spotlight. Pope compares him to Taurean Prince, and while that's a lofty comparison, it speaks to Hawthorne's potential. Instead of pushing these players too fast, Pope is taking the time to ensure they're ready to contribute when it matters most. This patient, developmental approach is shaping the Wildcats' future, and it's already paying dividends. And let's not overlook another fascinating aspect of Kentucky's current roster. For the first time in 2 decades, they've got 4 scholarship players from within the state of Kentucky itself. Potter, Malachi Moreno, Trent Noah, and Jasper Johnson bring a local flavor to the Wildcats, and for a program like Kentucky, where basketball is more than just a sport, this homegrown talent carries real meaning. It's a reflection of the pride and passion that defines the state, and it's a message that connects directly with fans. Meanwhile, the ever-evolving transfer portal continues to shake up the college basketball world, and Kentucky is no stranger to this. One player, Nasir Addison, recently announced he's entering the portal after 3 seasons in Lexington. While his overall numbers were modest, Addison showed significant growth in his final season, particularly in games against Auburn and Florida. He made key plays in those matchups that helped solidify his reputation as an athlete on the rise. Addison's decision to leave Kentucky isn't a surprise. It's part of the reality of the modern college basketball landscape. He's a player who came in as a 3-star recruit, worked hard, and developed his game over 3 seasons. Now, with 2 years of eligibility left, he's looking to take the next step in his career. This is a move that makes sense for him, and for Kentucky, it's just another example of the program adapting to the changing dynamics of college athletics. In the end, Addison's departure is just one of many roster adjustments Kentucky will continue to make in the years to come. It's all part of the process, and it's a reminder that even when a player leaves, it's not always a setback. It's simply the next step in a long journey. For Kentucky, the future looks bright, and the focus remains on building a team that can compete at the highest level for years to come. So, as we wrap up, take a moment to think about the direction Kentucky is heading. Whether it's handling rumors, developing young talent like Potter and Hawthorne, or navigating the transfer portal, this is a program that's clearly setting itself up for long-term success. What do you think about Kentucky's moves lately? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more analysis. Until next time, keep watching, keep analyzing, and keep enjoying the game.